Hi guys, look, it's a winter wonderland over here. We're gonna talk about yelling, and I want you to know that I'm doing these videos so you can learn to put like a pause between what triggers you and your reaction, okay? This reaction will always, and I mean 100% of the time, will result in self-sabotage. And successful people learned that broke people can't regulate themselves. That is the difference, regulation. So let's go through this again. I've been saying this forever. When you yell and use profanity to humiliate others is always a nervous system overload issue. Your body is a chemical factory. We're all programmed to stay balanced. It's called homeostasis. We don't like going up and down. Your brain, which is enclosed in your head, in your body, monitors the outside. It monitors the outside threats, right? Stress is a threat for your brain. Your brain thinks you under attack, like a real attack from an animal, and shuts down your prefrontal cortex to divert energy to your body so you can run and get away from that animal. This is why you are yelling. Your body automatically goes to that physical state, maybe wanting to even do something like a physical, like throwing things, like smashing things, or hurting yourself or others. This is what happens when your nervous system is not regulated. It's always you have to think about the fight, flight, fawn mode. Your reptilian brain takes over. And this is always bad, because if you don't know how to get back to homeostasis, you will sabotage yourself. Because have you ever seen anybody or anything done by yelling or humiliating? Besides the people in our family, I haven't seen that in real life. That's why it was so shocking. It was so shocking to me. It's abusive to yell at somebody. It is toxic to use bad words. And again, please understand, these words are swords that are pointed towards you. They create a wound in your body, like a real wound that will become cancer. This is science. It's not bullshit. Cortisol depletes the body of nutrients and creates inflammation. Inflammation is the cause of many diseases, Google it, including cancer. And when you yell and get loud, first you scare people. People around you are scared, because when you yell, it feels that you're out of control, right? And the second is like your stock goes down. Like when your body is not regulated, it's out of control. And people that are out of control are dangerous. This is a very important for your academy, because this is why we see all the cop shootings around, right? You need to recognize the trigger in your body and put a pause between this fight and flight ignition and the reaction, right? And this is the difference between successful people and broke people. Broke people will never learn how to do that, because they don't recognize the trigger, because nobody told them. And the trigger is always the same. You pay attention to your body. Your chest tightens, your voice starts to rise. You want to do something physical to relieve the pressure, so there's pressure. But you don't recognize the trigger, and you can't put a pause. You always do the same thing. You yell and scream and create cortisol for everybody around you. That's insanity, right? Nobody wants that. This is why I'm so that's why it's so important to me, because this is why you won't get promoted. This is why you won't have any friends. This is why you will lose your close relationships. This is why you don't have energy. This is why your sleep is shitty, and you don't feel rested. This is why you get sick later in life, and most likely you'll die before you're 65. That's self-inflicted sabotage, right? Imagine walking around with all this ability, and the world is telling you, no, you're not good enough. You're not ready. Look at your immediate family. They're smart. They're smarter than a lot of other people, probably more than 80%. Capable, amazing, but they can't sustain to regulate themselves, because regulating takes a lot of energy. And to do that, you have to have energy, right? When you're around either people that you don't know, you burn a lot of energy trying to keep it together, and this is why when you yell only at the people around you that you like your girlfriend and your friends and family. You're safe with them, right? But everybody else around you can smell it. You watch people, half your intelligence being promoted past you. You watch opportunities slip away, not because you're not able, but because nobody thinks you deserve it, right? They can smell it. You don't look intelligent when you yell. You don't look capable when you yell. Nobody trusts you when you yell. Nobody wants to work with you. It's a huge HR nightmare. All right, so don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, and don't kill any insects. Like, mwah, 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 mwah.